Today's friendly video will feature Raptor vs LiquidKourage, FadedOasis vs Vercingetorix, Sage vs Pyunidae. Starting off with Raptor vs Kourage, we are now on the half of the bracket that lost their first round matches. Raptor put up a strong fight into Flarelin's Fire Fairy team. Now into a Fairy Water team, Raptor seems to have drawn some difficult matches for his dragons. Water into Rock and Fairy into Dragon are both very strong into Raptor's team. LiquidKourage definitely has an advantage here, but LiquidKourage still has that Magikarp flopping around on their side. She's gonna have to hope that the rest of her team is able to do it without that Pokemon. Though to be fair, we did see in the previous video, one Pokemon managed to take down an entire team, so if the matchup is good enough, maybe LiquidKourage can manage it. Let's find out. Raptor's Haxorus comes in against Sylveon. Poison Jab gonna be super effective, and poisons, but the Hyper Voice pixelates its way into Fairy and takes down Haxorus in one hit. But the poison from the Poison Jab does kill Sylveon, so one of the two fairies out of the way. A little bit of swapping around into Toxapex here. We've seen Toxapex quite a bit in this tournament. Baneful Bunker going to block the Head Smash and poison the Tyrantrum, but Tyrantrum is ready for that, eating a Lumberry and curing the poison. LiquidKourage swaps out into Gardevoir, but that Gardevoir just gets Head Smashed immediately. Vaporeon swaps away. The regenerated Toxapex comes in, but it still eats quite a bit of damage and doesn't choose another Baneful Bunker, so it goes down. Raptor up 3-1. Vaporeon enough to eat a single Head Smash, but the Blizzard misses, and Vaporeon goes down without making an impact. Hisuian Samurott, Sacred Sword into the Tyrantrum. Outrage, quite a bit of damage, but it's going to confuse Tyrantrum, and Sacred Sword will be able to finish, getting another kill for LiquidKourage. Aerodactyl, blazing fast speed, lands an Earthquake, and Kourage once again down to that Magikarp. Magikarp terastallizes normal. Sash to keep it alive from the Stone Edge, bounces into the air, and Raptor swaps the Tyranitar, setting up the Sand Stream, and lets the swirling sands kill the Magikarp. I guess it was the most effective move, since the Pokemon that Raptor had out would have been faster and would have missed its move thanks to the bounce, but that also feels like a bit of bad manners from Raptor, beating the Magikarp with the environment. 6-2, Raptor wins. Our next matchup will feature FadedOasis and Vercingetorix. Fighting into Psychic is a rough matchup for Vercingetorix. Our fighting teams have not had lucky draws when it has come to these Swiss matches so far. The normal side of FadedOasis's team will be affected very much by the fighting moves, but the Psychics will have a chance to blow them up before they get a chance to act, as we have seen several times thus far. Let's see if Vercingetorix can finally fight out from the underdog position, or if we have another overdog win. But do remember, Faded's team does have that Abra that only carries a single move, and that move does no damage, so once again, a team with more or less only 5 members has the apparent advantage. We all saw how that went last time. Let's see who wins here. Alakazam, Faded's ace, starts out into Machamp, which is going to use a Bullet Punch to go faster and then die to a Psychic. Alakazam gets intimidated, that doesn't matter to it. Another Bullet Punch, this time from Hitmontop. Psychic again blows it up. Faded up 2-0. Hitmonlee, another Bullet Punch, that one finishes off Alakazam. Mr. Mime going to eat a Bullet Punch super effectively, and Psychic again going to kill a Pokemon in one shot. Hitmonchan Ice Punches, but the Reflect helps all of Faded's team from physical moves. Ice Punch going to hit the Kadabra, but Kadabra can recover back to full. Ice Punch again, and it freezes Kadabra. Faded going to swap out, bring in the Chansey, which doesn't take much damage from physical moves in the first place, and the Reflect adding to that. Drain Punch gonna heal Hitmonchan a little, but Chansey adds the Toxic. Ice Punch, and Chansey heals up. Feels like Faded's finding his rhythm here. Ice Punches, Stealth Rock going to stop Pokemon from switching in for free. Seismic Toss gonna deal a third of the health, and Poison another 24%. Hitmonchan down to 8. Gonna finish off the Mr. Mime before succumbing to Poison. Faded up 4-2. Paldean Blaze Tauros can't intimidate Kangaskhan thanks to Scrappy, and Faded going to choose to sacrifice the Kadabra to get Paldean Blaze Tauros' stats down. Faded brings in Abra early this time, but no, swaps to Chansey, takes the Raging Bull fairly well, but close combat gonna finish off Chansey. Starting to worry for Faded here as Kangaskhan, the only real hope left, it's going to be destroyed by a single close combat, and Faded down to only the Abra. Floating on its balloon, turns to Stellar, but once more, before I can explain what that does, Raging Bull takes down the Abra, winning the match 6-4 for Vercingetorix. One of the mono fighting teams finally gets on the board as Vercingetorix stampedes his way to victory over Faded's team. Our third match of the day is Sage's Ghost Grass team into Pyunidae's adorable Electrics. Grass resists electricity, and Ghost has no real meaningful interaction here, so Sage should have a bit of an edge. There's a flying type on his team that will be neutral to the electricity, but mostly Sage should have a bit of an advantage here. We will see if Pyunidae's adorable Electrics can prevent Sage from making the killing blow. Is his heart strong enough, or will Pyunidae defeat him? Starting out with Tropius, an interesting choice into the electric team, but Air Slash going to be very valuable against everything on Sage's team. Well, everything grass anyway. Tropius starting its harvest shenanigans already, eating as many citrus berries as it possibly can while healing from Giga Drain and Leech Seed simultaneously. Emolga trying to deal the damage with Air Slash, but eventually decides to stop giving Sage the benefit of the Leech Seed. Togedemaru takes the Giga Drain much better. Iron Head going to bring Tropius down to its Citrus Berry, but it eats that up. Leech Seed going to heal it up again. No harvest so far, so, not none, but hasn't currently harvested a berry. Oh, there it has now, so Tropius once again back for a berry. Air Slash going to force it to eat said berry, and a Leech Seed brings some more healing. And another harvest, and another Citrus Berry. Air Slash once again. Citrus Berry once again. Giga Drain going to finish off the Emolga. Tropius doing exactly what it's designed to. Knockoff, not going to have a berry when that happens, so not going to be as effective. Leech Seed going to fill a little bit of the health bar back, but Morpeko does manage to finish off the Tropius. 1-1 so far. Super Gourgeist comes out, Super just being the size category of the Gourgeist. Togedemaru taking moves pretty effectively. Spiky Shield not going to deal any damage as Leech Seed does not make contact, so Sage playing it safe there, and going to run a Flame Charge, not a move you expect a grass type to have most of the time. Amping its speed, but Deden going to bring that speed right back down with a Nuzzle, paralyzing it. Parabolic Charge, a healing electric move, and Gourgeist fully paralyzed for the first time. That's a second time for it to happen as well, as Pyunidae continues to heal with parabolic charges, and a missed Power Whip going to be yet another turn where Gourgeist does nothing. Power Whip does finally connect, bringing Deden down to 5%, but then it eats its berry, and its Cheek Pouch gives it yet more health. But Power Whip going to kill it from 69% health, as Gourgeist, despite being paralyzed, has managed to do its job. Power Whip immediately eliminates the Raichu. According to my wife, no one likes Raichu anyway, so that's perfectly fine. Dhelmise comes in on Pachirisu's U-turn, and Morpeko swaps to Hangry form. Aura Wheel going to be a Dark-type move while it's in Hangry form, takes out the Gourgeist super effectively, boosts Morpeko's speed up, and Knockoff going to be effective into the ghosts at all times, takes away Dhelmise's item. Anchor Shot not very effective here, and Aura Wheel going to once again boost Morpeko's speed, making that a very dangerous combatant. Mismagius going to eat an Aura Wheel, but since Morpeko's in full belly form, it doesn't do super effective damage. but it does resist the Shadow Ball. Hunger Switch to Dark once again for its Aura Wheel takes down the Mismagius, and Sage's favorite Pokemon is a corpse, as is Chandelure. I guess, do ghost types leave corpses? I'm not even sure how that works. But anyway, Morpeko, at 3 times its speed, Trevenant, switches to Poison type, misses a Poltergeist on the Morpeko, and Morpeko going to Aura Wheel its way to victory, taking down Sage's team. So our winners from this video are Raptor, Vercingetorix, and Pyunidae. Congratulations to our victors. We have one more video of the second round of Swiss to go, where we will also announce the third round of Swiss. See you there.